Alright, guys, I got something big. Well, two things big. So, I got these off of Amazon. It's pretty much the only place you can get these right now, at least in the US. But, at least for the Deka Bakugan, I know these have not appeared in stores yet. But Dragonoid Maximus has been appearing in stores. Apparently, I know the North American version is available. I know people have, unfortunately, bought the North American version. I made sure I got the international version because due to new recent rulings, you can use multiple languages of cards in your deck as long as it's not the Japanese one and as long as you can provide a translation. And since this is the international version, as evident by all the languages on here, you see different languages for everything. Since this is the international version, this comes with 3 Dragonoid Maximus Evo cards, and this is the only way you can get them is by buying this. So, if you want to build a Dragonoid Maximus deck, you either need to buy 3 of the North American version of this guy, or just 1 of the international version. This thing right here is very clearly also an international version, as evident by the 17 languages that Warning Choking Hazard is printing. And yeah, I actually counted 17 there despite the cards only sporting 9 languages. So that's interesting. I did only grab Dragonoid. Amazon also had Nilius. I don't know if they had Hydrus yet, but I only saw Dragonoid and Nilius. But I don't really care for Nilius Core, so I opted to just get Dragonoid. So yeah, if you're an old Bakugan fan, you probably remember the old Bakugan Deka. This is pretty much the same size, except this is 50% more expensive than the old Bakugan Deka. The old Bakugan Deka were $10 each, and they were this exact same size. I guess because they ramped up the price of the standard Bakugan, they had to ramp up the price of Deka Bakugan, but oh well. So that's cool. So I'm actually gonna open this guy first. And get the Dragonoid out. And since this is an international product, I suspect we'll be getting 3 of the same ability card. Yep, in 3 different language sets. Fiery Rage, it's common from Battle Brawlers, and not a good card at all. The Jumbo Bakukor. It's just a regular character card art, I believe. But yep, that is pretty much what you'd expect from a Bakugan Deka. It is just a big Bakugan. Although I don't see a B power printed on him at all. It should be right here. It should be 200 right there. I guess there's no B power on him. Well, I guess I should show him off with his mini-me. And it's yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. There's not really anything different. Oh, there's something different. The directional arrow is absent on the Deka. But yeah, that's pretty much Dragonoid Deka. And I also do want to do a comparison with the old classic Dragonoid Deka. So man, how far we've come. This is what Dragonoids used to look like. I still prefer this look, but this look is still pretty neat too. But wow, yeah, we've come a long way. As you can see, this guy, although it's rubbed off and I've tried to kind of like paint it back on, but it's supposed to be, say, 400 Gs right there. This guy doesn't have any power level written on him at all, so. Oh, that's the Dragonoid Deka, so I figured that one would be nice and quick. So let's dig in to Maximus. And I might actually have to cut the camera here because I'm pretty sure this has quite a bit of restraints in its package. Like a ton of twist ties and stuff. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's not pretty. So, let me just, get all this undone, and, I'll get back to you. Alright, so I got Dragonoid Maximus out of the box, and I somehow managed to condense him down into this abomination right here. This is terrible. It's a terrible transformation. Nothing really holds. I don't know how I got it to stay. The arms don't even click in. They're just kind of held there by friction. The wings don't even... They loosely attach to the thighs. The tail's like the only thing that actually clicks in. The legs are just kind of... I don't know how I got them to stay, but they did. They stayed. And honestly, this thing looks bad like this. Why would you even bother to turn it into this? But something I did want to kind of draw comparisons to with this is I wanted to compare it to 2010's big Bakugan Dragonoid set, and that's the Dragonoid Colossus. Dragonoid Colossus, you can see Dragonoid Colossus looks just much better condensed than this guy does. But Dragonoid Colossus was the big $40 Dragonoid set for 2010. It released with Gundalian Invaders. I don't remember what purpose it had in the show, because Gundalian Invaders wasn't that great of a season, but it was definitely my favorite of the Dragonoid big sets out of the three that they made back in the day. I actually didn't even get the last one they made, the Dragonoid Destroyer, but because that thing looked terrible. But Dragonoid Colossus looks great, likes this. It has a very similar gimmick where you pop a Bakugan on its back and it springs all the way open. Well, not all the way. There's quite a bit of manual stuff on this compared to this, which is all automatic. But I did want to compare the Bakugan that came with them. This one is actually I should switch them around here, shouldn't I? This one's Batalix Dragonoid, and this is Titan Dragonoid. And they're kind of... Batalix has so much manual work to do, though, so just give me a second to get this stuff all opened up. But yeah, this is Batalix Dragonoid, and this is Titan Dragonoid. So there's a little bit of similarity in there, but I think the bigger similarity goes to the Bakugan that is actually supposed to be on Dragonoid Colossus, according to the TV show, and that is Blitz Dragonoid here. Because if you lean him forward like this, all of a sudden you got something very similar to Titan Dragonoid. And that's what drew me towards the Titan Dragonoid toy to begin with. I was assuming it would have feet, but no, I was kind of disappointed that it didn't. Because it does look very similar to Batalix Dragonoid, or Batalix Blitz Dragonoid in this sense. So that's cool. So I'm just going to put his feet back up, because I'm going to use Blitz Dragonoid to open Dragonoid Colossus in a second. But I did also want to show off that this is indeed the international version. So we are getting 3 Dragonoid Maximus cards, each of them with 3 different languages printed on them, but that is perfectly fine to use in play. And 3 Titan Dragonoid cards, which are 100% identical. There is no difference in spelling for anything here. Nice Bakugan Elite Hex. Also the, I don't know if you can see that down there. It says GPP 1cc EX Hex. So, and then this other one says EFS. I know it's English, French, Spanish. Card number 1. Character card EX Hex. and then I don't know what the other ones are. That one's IDR, but yeah, this is its own card set, its own 2-card set for Dragonoid Maximus. So we're probably not going to get this thing in any boosters in upcoming sets. But that said, I would like to trigger the transformation. So there's that, and actually I am going to have to put this guy in ball form to trigger Dragonoid Colossus. If I can actually... Yep, there we go. So yeah, this is Dragonoid Colossus. It needs to have the feet pulled out. It needs to have the horns adjusted, the mouth opened, and worst of all, it has one piece on there that doesn't even fit on it when he's condensed, but that goes right there. And I am really not impressed by how Maximus, or Dragonoid Maximus, looks. The arms are stuck like this, pretty much. You can kind of get them to go down, but they're pretty much stuck T-posing. And that is just super lame. I don't know, what else is there? The lights, this gimmick here is not great. I mean, his posture, he has no legs. Like, his legs are so short. Like, oh my god, why isn't he doesn't look that short in this character card art. Because this art looks great. Also, there's a lot of color apps that are missing. Like, the shoulders should have orange on them. There should be more green around the chest. There should be some other colors on the neck. I get it that there's certain limitations when making a toy, but because I know Spin Master has always been bad at making show accurate Bakugan. But there's a lot more they could have done with this. This is a disappointing toy. I think I actually got the arm to stay down a bit. I wouldn't, with how much he like T-poses and all that, like this is not an intimidating pose, and you can't really pose it. I mean, you can kind of put his arms back, but they spring forward. His head, I mean, I would like if his head could stay like this. But no, it has to go down. It has to go down. But yeah, it's not great. There is a lot of room for improvement. Compared to this guy, which is just incredible as a display piece. You do not, even as a toy, this is great. It doesn't really pose, but I mean, that didn't stop me from playing with this thing as a kid. Just flying around like it's my own dragon. It's awesome. And all these pieces here, you see the tail, this piece, and this piece here. These are all individual play pieces. These are all battle gears that you just you can pop on your Bakugan. So this guy had a lot more play value to him, the Colossus, over Maximus here. But Maximus does include the this ridiculous card that has an instant win condition, so it does have a very unique deck you can build with it. So that's why I got it. So definitely, if you're looking to get a Titan Dragonoid Maximus deck going, definitely make sure you're picking up the international version of this guy on Amazon if you're in the US. If you're in Canada or Europe or something else, you don't have to worry about that. But definitely make sure you pick up the international version to get these 3 copies. But yeah, this toy is a pretty big disappointment. But the Bakugan it comes with is pretty neat. And also, Deka Dragonoid. I love it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.